Hello everyone, Jamie here, back for another Q3 update video. And true to my word, uh, I said when I finished the Sun deck I would do an update video, though I will admit I did do a bit of a lie. Um, as I finished the Sun deck and I've been working on the the boat deck. Now the next update video will probably be when I've finished the Promenade deck. And when that's done, I will have completed all the public rooms pretty much except for, I think, the cabin class Lido Lounge, which is basically the veranda, the cabin class children's playroom, the dining rooms, and the swimming pools and gymnasiums and the spa. And yeah, so the next update video will come when the Promenade deck is finished, but in the meantime, I have finished the Sun deck. So here we have, I guess I'll start off with this. Now, on the plans, this is labeled as space for deck games. So I added this little enclosed area for tennis, for the first class passengers, and right below this is I believe it's the veranda grill. So that's interesting. Like the space right underneath this is the first class veranda grill, which I will be working on soon, and I'm not looking forward to it. I also added this little sun deck area for first class. Tourist class is also on this deck. They're located further forward. If you're wondering where poor cabin class is, theirs is cabin class is right here and right here. They don't get any of the upper decks, which is interesting. So I will say I've not done like the casings and machinery in here. I'm planning on doing that at a later date, not right now though. Um, as for right, tourist class. So tourist class has this little sports area right here. There's also these ship's kennels called the Queen's Kennels. So you got like your wash area for the pets, and then you have the actual pets. Their quarters right here with a washing area, along with some toys. I don't know much about when trash cans were put on ships, which sounds weird, but I put a trash can here for waste disposal, if you get my drift. Um, and this is the tourist class sun deck area. And then we come up to our first public room, which is the tourist class sun deck lounge, which, if any of you are familiar with Queen Elizabeth, this is pretty much when I say Queen Elizabeth, I mean the first Queen Elizabeth, RMS Queen Elizabeth. This is pretty much an evolution of the sunroom on there. So that's nice, airy. It's got a bar. Also has a little ping pong table. And here we have the main upper deck foyer, and they have two lifts. Even added in these are supposed to represent buttons, and these buttons are actually accurate to the number of decks they have access to. One thing that I also did, which is a bit sexist, but it's the 60s, so whatever. The bathrooms are like the gender is determined by the tiling. So you have pink and white for the ladies, and blue and white for the gents. And this staircase will be put in at a later date. Probably very soon, considering I just have to finish the ceiling and the officer quarters for the boat deck, and then I am done. But, oh, ignore this. This is a inside joke, me and my friend. So I saw a lot of people asking me, what is the interior style of this ship? To be honest, the interior style is a mess. Because it's the 60s, so nothing is really supposed to look good, with, I guess, the exception of the Italian ships and, some areas of France. So now the TVs. France did have TVs in her public rooms, some of them, and she did have TVs in her first class suites. So I'm going to be putting TVs in there as well. Of course, the captain's quarters, you got bath. Oh, bath. Shit. Oh, full bath with ensuite, uh, tub, douche, which I don't think a British ship would have, but whatever. Toilet and sink. Um, and then the staff's captain's quarters on the other side. Now the pantry is right adjacent to the captain's quarters, so I thought it would make sense to have like an opening here for someone in the pantry to just give the captain and his guests their food. So, oh, and I do have a Starbucks up there. Again, Starbucks wasn't around, but this is the staff captains, and the layout is the same. So here we have more crew quarters. So these cabins are extremely cramped, but that's just the way the ship is designed. I can't do anything about it, but the stewards for the captain, staff captain. This area on the plans is very blurry. I could only make up that this is a wash closet, and this is a shower, and this is a locker. I didn't know what this was, so I was like, I'll just make it locker for like navigation instruments. And then I figured, okay, this is probably like steward for the captain and the staff captain. I don't know why the wash closet and the shower are separate, but they are. Here I have a fire control room because I couldn't find on the deck plans any fire control rooms, so I just put a fire control room here. Then the ship's pilot. And the boiler casing will come in soon, I promise. Now the TV center, I have no idea what a TV center looks like, so I just threw in a bunch of techno mumbo jumbo. I think this is supposed to receive like signals. I don't know. This is the radio room. This is a 3-class ship, so the classes have strict segregation, but it does make sense. Tourist class early because they're younger, they got more energy. First class is later because they're rich and lazy. Um, and they'll take time to get out of bed. And cabin class is in the middle because, well, cabin class is the middle. This is the radio room, and this is the actual like radio equipment. So, glance layout. Last video I said I wouldn't show everything, but here I am showing everything. Oh dear me. And this is the lounge for the male officers, which actually turned out very good. I'm super proud with how this turned out. Thank you to SS_Asianic for being my rock through all of this. that has made this more bearable, running this behemoth. So, yeah. So, that is that. And here you can see I'm working on the officer quarters and stuff. Then after that, we have our first big public room, which is the Taurus class lounge, which I am not looking forward to. No sirree. We have a bunch of engineering stuff, then kitchens. Sorry, stuff with engineers, and then kitchens and so on, and then the first class ran to grill. But that is all there is to show for this Q3 update video. Like I said, the next update video will come once I've finished the promenade deck. So probably 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how things go. Because the next, how many decks? Two. Because the next 3 decks are primarily just going to be public room after public room after public room. There's like 23 public rooms on the next 3 decks. It's crazy. But till then, this has been Jamie, and I wish you all a good day. So, bye for now.